We are following breaking news tonight. The documents have just been released from the 2008 grand jury investigation into Palm Beach financier Jeffrey Epstein.
The testimony shows graphic details from young girls, victims as young as 14 years old. Investigative reporter Dave Bowman pouring through more than 100 pages of that grand jury testimony. He'll join us in just a moment.
But first tonight, for so many years, we have followed the twists and turns of the Jeffrey Epstein story. We may be one step closer now to learning how the very first case was brought, what that very first jury heard, and possibly how Jeffrey Epstein landed what is now known as that sweetheart deal. The legal troubles for Jeffrey Epstein, a wealthy hedge fund manager, date back to 2005 when a 14-year-old girl and her parents claimed Epstein molested her at his mansion on Palm Beach. That was the beginning of an investigation that started at a local level and ended up in the hands of the FBI. Prosecutors in the end cut a deal with Epstein. Instead of federal sex trafficking charges in 2008, Epstein pleaded guilty to 2 prostitution charges, one for solicitation of a minor. He served a short stint at the Palm Beach County Jail, was granted work release, and walked out 13 months later. He was required to register as a sex offender. During that time, lawsuits started pouring in, first from an anonymous woman seeking $50 million, saying she was forced to have sex with Epstein when she was just a teen. Epstein settled those cases out of court, but in 2019, Epstein was arrested again, this time by federal agents in New York for sex trafficking charges. The FBI credited investigative reporting to their case, and as a result, numerous investigations were launched at the federal, state, and local levels. In August of that same year, Epstein was found dead in his jail cell at a federal prison in New York City. An investigation concluded Epstein killed himself. 11 months after his death, federal prosecutors in New York charged Ghislaine Maxwell with sex crimes, saying she recruited underage girls for Epstein, and in some cases, she participated in the abuse. She ultimately was found guilty on multiple charges, including sex trafficking. Then in 2022, those convictions led to a 20-year prison sentence. Maxwell tried to appeal that earlier this year, but was denied and is serving her sentence at a federal prison in Tallahassee. Also in Tallahassee earlier this year, Governor Ron DeSantis signed HB 117. It allows for the public release of grand jury documents in the Epstein case. It means all of those details about what kind of case was presented to that grand jury and how the deal with Epstein was cut so many years ago could finally come to light.
I'm investigative reporter Dave Bowman. I've just scanned this 150-page document. It reflects what Judge Luis Delgado wrote in his order to release grand jury testimony that had been secret. Delgado's quote, "The details in the record will be outrageous to decent people." The grand jury transcript from 2008 reflects the testimony of women and girls, some as young as 14, on what happened at Epstein's former home on Palm Beach. Some of the women testified they were paid to have sex with Epstein. Others tell the grand jury they were paid to recruit young girls to enter Epstein's orbit. Those who pushed for a change in state law allowing the release of this grand jury testimony said it shows the public a major contrast. It has the words from the young women, the victims of just what Epstein did. And despite that, Epstein allowed to plead to a single charge of soliciting prostitution, and that allowed him to serve just 18 months in jail.
He was able to get a slap on the wrist and go out and commit heinous crimes against underage girls and women in general for many decades to come. This is for the victims, this is for the public, and it's been going on for many years to try to get these sealed documents released to the public.
It's important to note that this testimony from the grand jury does not name any of Epstein's well-connected visitors to his Palm Beach home. And the grand jury met for crimes from 2006 to 2008, not for his more recent alleged crimes that landed him in a New York jail where authorities say he took his own life before standing trial on federal charges. And we do have a link to that 2008 grand jury testimony to a Palm Beach County grand jury. It's on our website, WPTV.com. Shannon?
Dave Bowman, quick work of moving through those documents this evening. We know you'll continue to look them over for us tonight. Meanwhile, not long after Ron DeSantis signed that legislation in Tallahassee that opened up these grand jury records, I did sit down with one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims, Haley Robson. She, too, has been waiting, watching to see what might be revealed in these documents. It has been several years since Jeffrey Epstein took his own life, but time has not healed all wounds.
Because it seems like for the last 20 years, it's been all about Jeffrey and the negativity and the abuse and this and that. And it's like, well, if we keep giving attention to the abuser, then we're forgetting about the victims.
Haley Robson, one of the local high school girls victimized by Epstein, has been waiting for the grand jury records release. She met with the governor on Palm Beach after he signed that legislation, HB 117, that called for those grand jury documents to be released. She later sat down with me at our studios in West Palm Beach.
So I think this is going to set the tone for future cases. I think there was a lot of mistakes made, but if I can, if I can bring to light the mistakes that were made and how to fix that and show other victims and other women and children how to move past the trauma and how to live past the trauma and how to have, I don't want to say a normal, because I don't think there is any normalcy in the world anymore, but just have a more healthier lifestyle and how to kind of get back to civilization after they go through such trauma like that. I think that's what my future looks like.
Haley Robson, in her own words. Robson and several other victims, you should know, now grown women, obviously, now talking openly about their pain and trying to use it for good, they say. My conversation with Haley Robson covered the hopeful next chapter of her life and what she and the other girls caught up in the Epstein scandal are hoping to do to help other victims. I'll have more on her life story in the coming days.